Hey guys, I'm home. Oh, what's that smell? Jimmy?
I'm just so infatuated.
Nah,
You
wasn't
worry
me.
about yourself, you never.
Timmy? Nah, it wasn't me, man. Oh, I found the smell. I found the smell. Yo, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm walking through a little bit of project that I did a couple weeks ago. So we were having sewage problems or sewer smell coming into the house, and it was horrible.
Hello. How was the sewer?
It's smelly. It's not very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is it fixed yet?
We determined that it was coming from the washing machine room right here, and it was just very faint. But then sometimes it would be strong, sometimes it wouldn't be there. And after a few experimentations, we found that after each wash, the smell would go away, but then it would come back. And so we had gone away for a weekend and we came back and the whole house smelled like sewage. And it was pretty horrible. So I actually looked into it. I did some research online, figured out some tips to try to see if the pipe was clogged, if there was a venting issue, maybe a crack in the plumbing, and so I tried to figure that out. The first thing that they suggest on the internet from across multiple sites was to try to clear out the pipe to try to see if it was blocked or anything. So what you can do, and what I did was, so you can take out the hose connection. So there's a hot, a cold, and then there should be the water outlet for the washer. Now you can take the washer outlet out and then take out one of the heat or the cold and then put that into the flush out and turn on the water to flush it out. And I tried that and it actually worked. But then after a while it would come back again. So it seemed like there wasn't a clog perhaps, but maybe a leakage or maybe a venting issue. So then, as you can see here, I ripped out some of the sheetrock, and took it apart and looked to see. And there was a little bit of water, but I wasn't sure if it was a leak or if it was from previously trying to fix, trying to take out the hose and pour it in and spilling water everywhere. So I did that. Didn't seem like anything was like super broken, so there might be a piping issue under the foundation. I was really worried about that. So what did I do? I called a plumber. That's right, I called a plumber. They came out, they checked to see. The plumber was like, oh, this is bad. And I had looked and there was no vent out of the system. That's one of the things the internet said that might be the case. So there's no vent. And it's possible that there was no P-trap. One of the things I tried was that if the P-trap is dry, then the sewage smells will come in and the water won't catch it. So I did try to put water, when I put water in to flush it out, the water should have stuck in the P-trap and then caught the smell, but that wasn't happening. So I was like, there must not be a P-trap in here, plus there's not any vent. So we have a huge problem. So the plumber came in, he was like, we got a huge problem, and then was like, we need to put in a vent. They did the check for the P-trap. And then the plumber gave me a quote about $1,300 to do this work. And I was like, ah, crap. I think I can do this work myself. So what do? I go to Home Depot, get the stuff for a couple $100, and I try to fix the problem. So I'll show you some of that process now and take you a little bit through those steps.
Everybody's famous in the news every day.
Hello there. I'm currently driving. I'm trying not to look at the screen. But I'm going to the Home Depot, maybe Lowe's, I think Home Depot though. We have some sewage coming into sewage smell coming into our house. And I just had a plumber come out. There's no P-trap in the washer venting pipe system. There's also no vent for the washer.
At the stop
There's no
sign, turn
vent
left onto Mesa
for
Drive.
anything really in the house. There's a couple vents, but not for any of the plumbing. So I'm running to Home Depot right now to get some stuff to do that, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we'll see.
Hello, I'm Mayor Chris, and I'm going to be helping narrate some of this video, so let's go.
Endless visions of secret missions. Trapped somewhere.
Clearly cutting the sheetrock, opening up to get more view of the plumbing. Now, I realized that I had to take out the shelf, take out all the stuff to cut more of the sheetrock out so I could do what I needed to do.
This game no more. I don't wanna feed the flame no more. I don't wanna play this game no more.
Here's where I realized that I needed to cut the rest of the shelves out so I could cut all the way up to the ceiling because the pole was just too long. Looking back, I could have probably just cut out a bunch of the sheetrock because I'm going to have to replace it anyways.
Alright, I'm going up in the attic to check this, where I can put this pipe out.
I'm trying to find where I can cut the hole in the ceiling, and it's so small up there that I'm not sure I can crawl there. So I ended up actually just cutting it from the roof side after I drilled a hole, putting my arm up through the attic.
Alright, my ceiling or my attic space is freaking tiny. Well, there's like one part right here that's not tiny and the rest of it's tiny, or at least that I can see. But I'm trying to get up into this spot up here to put on the pipe.
So first time I'm sticking it through the insulation up in the roof, in the attic. Now I'm starting on the plumbing, and I gotta get the plumbing where I can go through this wall so that I can put the pipe up. And I wish I had a multi-purpose tool here. Doing the jigsaw was not very easy, or probably very smart, because I had a couple close calls. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this house out as best as I can. Without cutting the whole beam down, the whole stud. Now, finally cutting the plumbing. Got to get that plumbing out of there to get the new stuff in. Here I'm putting the pieces, some of it together, and there's that P-trap that I need to be successful. Now I'm cutting out another notch to go past the wall again. Fitting this was kind of a pain. And there's that hole I was talking about drilling up. I put my arm through the ceiling, drilled the hole through it, and then went up to the roof here to continue cutting a bigger hole for the pipe. Alright, now I got the vent put into the rest of it, and I already glued the rest of the PVC. I didn't show that because I just recorded it bad, and it was basically showing my backside. But I glued the rest of the pieces, and as I'll say later on in the video, I messed this part up and did not do it correctly. So I ended up having to redo that part, but I did not record that because I was just pissed. Here I am putting the, I don't even know what you call this, but it's like a rubber piece for the vent coming out so no water gets into it. And this was actually pretty easy to do. I just lifted up the shingles, put this piece on top, and then here I am nailing this piece into the roof, under the shingles. And this is another piece I got that helps with waterproofing. I thought it looked nice, more nicer than just having that PVC pop up, and it will last longer. Now I'm back down to glue the plastic onto the roof and to glue the rest of the shingles back onto the roof. I just picked this up from Home Depot, all this stuff from Home Depot, so you can get the stuff there too.
So now it's a month later from when we had the issue, and I put in the pipe here to the roof. The sheetrock is clearly still open, but we had no issues. My plumbing mishap is
A brief interruption. My plumbing mishap. I plumbed the whole thing and then I ran the water through it, and there was leaks, at least 2 leaks. So I had to go back to Home Depot, get more parts, cut out that plumbing that I did, and then plumb it again. And this time I actually primed the pipes and then glued them and then held them in place for 10 seconds to ensure that there would be no leaks at the end of the day. And then it was all good, and I tested again, perfect. So
it's fine, there's no leaks. I'm crossing my fingers still because I check every once in a while and it doesn't appear to be any leaks, thank the Lord. Doing that was such a pain. So yeah, there's no sewage smell coming back in, the P-trap is working correctly, the vent is working correctly, and the house is clear, and it's amazing. So I ended up spending a couple $100. I spent an additional like 50, 60 more bucks on the additional plumbing connectors because I messed up the first one, which was stupid because I never done plumbing before. But this one I did as they say you should do. So $200 to $1,300. It was worth it. It was frustrating, but now it's good, and the rest of my house doesn't have vents on it actually, so I'll probably end up having to do those at some point when we do the showers and the toilets, and I think that's it because yeah. Anyways, if you've never done plumbing before, I suggest you look up tutorials and try some out. Like buy some fake parts, or not fake parts, buy some real parts and try doing the plumbing before you spend a ton of money on a whole system. Yeah, and you can do your plumbing, just you gotta know what you're looking for. Look at the code, look at plumbers, work on the internet, and you know, just figure it out, I guess. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You know, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, follow me for more stuff at the Hume headquarters and DIY adventures. See you next time.